It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, David Aldridge is joining us tonight from the sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Nuggets coach Mike Malone is the son of longtime NBA assistant coach Brendan Malone, who was on the staff with the late Chuck Daly in Detroit when the Pistons won back-to-back NBA titles. Malone's dad told him not to get into coaching with its nomadic lifestyle and volatility. Michael said, "I knew the pitfalls. My father said, all right, if you're going to be a coach, be a great coach. If you have a passion, you've got to follow that passion." Kevin?
That's some pretty sound advice. Thanks, DA. And here's a look at some numbers for Williamson.
And guys, he's regressed a little bit offensively. He hasn't been the same this month as he was earlier in the season. He's lacking the edge that he had, and he needs to change his mindset. Stop sitting back and get into attack mode.
Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. The backcourt is Murray and Harris. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. And it's Porter in at the small forward. And for New Orleans, Wall and Holiday combine at the guard spots. Ingram the 3 and Zion the 4. And it's Favors in at center.
And you look at how the Nuggets have become the team they are, a lot has to do with player development.
Exactly. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Denver has done a great job in the draft. Identify talent, stick to your guns in choosing that talent, then build it, develop it. Their front office has been fantastic.
Now here's Millsap. Playing Houston, he was nearly unstoppable. Shot clock at 6. Had the space there, but it's offline. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. He kicks it to Murray. There's the triple. The Nuggets with another miss. And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for the New Orleans Pelicans. Ball, the pass to Ingram. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ingram's got the opening field goal of the game for New Orleans. Here's Harris. 9 points last game out. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Murray for 3. Again, the miss by Murray.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
And a slam dunk by Favors.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Here's Murray following the score by New Orleans. Pass to Jokic. He dishes it to Porter. Right wing. 17-foot shot on the way. And it's Jokic missing.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
Holiday gets the bucket.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Outside Millsap. And again, Denver no good.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
Basket counts.
And this is how you want to start the ball game. 4 for 4 from the field. Seems like they're right on point and can't miss.
Denver's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Jokic. Nailed from three-point land.
Jokic is really good in these pick and pop situations. He loves them, and he executes them very well.
Murray against Ball. It's rebounded by Paul Millsap.
Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end, and they finally miss after making their first 4.
Pass to Jokic. Murray against Ball. 6 to shoot. And there's the pass to Millsap. Over Williamson. Millsap misses.
Fadeaway was the right shot there because it got his attempt away from the defender, but the touch was poor.
Ball against Murray. On the wing, Holiday. Over in the corner, Williamson. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Last time they met was in Denver.
Well, last time out, they got the win in large part because of the play of their bench, and they provided a lot of the scoring punch.
Yeah, and you know what? I expect them to go deep into the bench again tonight, to give those guys on the bench a chance to have an expanded role, but also to give those starters some rest.
Here's Ball. Michael Porter making his last shot. Ball kicks to Williamson. Over Murray, and that one's good. Williamson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Outside, Porter. Passes it to Jokic. Now Harris. Porter looking it over. 18 feet out. Nice jump shot. Good. Porter's got his second bucket tonight.
A pure shooter who's also efficient. Porter nearly automatic from mid-range.
Ball against Murray. Ball, the pass to Holiday. Here's Williamson. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Favors can't get it to go.
Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that.
Here's Harris. Favors with the rebound. Favors got 5 rebounds tonight. Ingram outside. No good there. And it's Denver the other way. Coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
And it says a lot about you that even when you're not at your best, they definitely were still in that game and able to win comfortably.
Greg, they were better than the box score might indicate because they were solid in execution, more so than the stats would show.
Oh, big finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow.
Well, I guess there's nothing wrong with a little bit of showboating here and there.
And how about the transition from Paul Millsap, going away from that star role to being more of a role player here in his later years? No longer needed to carry the torch, if you will, in terms of scoring and rebounding, but he can still give you just a bit of everything else at this stage.
The Nuggets trail by 4. To the inside, Jokic fouled in the act of shooting, gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Tell you what, with Jokic, you've got to foul him harder than that. This big fella takes pride in finishing through the defense.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And it's good to see him with this free throw percentage up over 80.
You know, even in games where he hasn't been at his best this season, I mean, he still managed to get it done at the charity stripe when he gets his opportunities.
And with Millsap, you can just see him contribute in so many ways.
I mean, a great passer for his position and also very unselfish with his offense. Still a plus defender with how often he is giving up size on the inside.
They get it back. Here's Favors, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Porter.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had the foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Mark, how do you think great coaches go about making that connection with their players?
Well, it starts with being candid and holding the player accountable. Great players want to and need to be coached, and great coaches find a way to do that effectively for that individual and for the team.
The first free throw is good. Morris is checked in for Harris. And so Favors nails both of them. The Nuggets trail by 3. Morris looking over the floor. Murray outside. And the rejection by Favors.
You know, he looks a little off kilter to me this quarter, still trying to find his rhythm.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for the Pelicans?
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Pelicans leading by 5. Here's Ball, and Ball slams it in.
And I tell you what, Ball has excellent speed. He's got good size, and his savvy shows up right there because he's cutting right into the heart of the defense at just the right time.
Murray against Ball, shoots. Murray, good. Here's Ball. He had 13 points in the win against San Antonio. Left side Favors. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got 3 assists now in this one. Morris with the ball. He had 10 points in the win against Houston. Murray outside. Pass to Jokic. Porter against Ingram. Outside Porter. 4 on the clock. Here's Jokic. Here's Millsap. No good. Great D that time from Favors.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. And tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
And really an underrated playmaker. Williamson with good court vision and solid decision-making.
And Morris has got the ball here for the Denver Nuggets. 9-point game. Here's Jokic. And it's Williamson with the rebound. And here are the Pelicans. They're on a 10-2 run here. Here's Murray over Williamson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Zion Williamson.
And Murray has a full package. I mean, he's a deadly shooter and a surprisingly good penetrator, too. A terrific guard.
This is his first free throw of the game. The first one falls. Well, Clark, one thing you have to respect about Jamal Murray is how intense of a competitor he is.
And you can't substitute competitive spirit, Kevin. It's a great attribute to have, and you see that in how he's improved his game year to year. I mean, he loves being in the spotlight, going up against the game's big-name guards, and he doesn't shy away at all. That's a credit to him.
And so Murray nails both of them.
And I have just been so impressed with the way Jamal Murray has added to his game. Keeps pushing himself every offseason to make the most of his abilities as a player and continues to be a consistent threat from the outside.
Hart, that's good.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
The Nuggets trail by 9. To the middle. Murray, no good. And with Murray, Greg, you forget how young he is. He entered the NBA right out of his freshman year at Kentucky.
I mean, Murray was taken 7th in his draft and has kind of flown under the radar from that class. But the more you watch him, the more you feel like you're seeing a star in the making.
Denver's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Here's Grant and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
And not just a long-range gunner, but Etuan Moore also blessed Greg, one of the NBA's best floaters.
I mean, he takes a lot of those mid-range shots, those floaters in the lane that makes them more often than not. For a player standing 6'4", the ability to finish inside, providing that counterbalance to his three-point shooting.
First free throw is good. Mark, I want to take you back a bit here to 1982. What was going through your mind over your first few NBA games?
Well, Kevin, first of all, I was really excited and thankful to have a chance to realize a dream, but I was also a little bit nervous going up against some of the guys that I had watched and idolized from afar. But once you're between those lines, it's not about idolizing guys. It's about trying to posterize.
Any player in particular, one player that you looked out on the floor and you were out there as well saying, oh my goodness, look who I'm playing against tonight?
Well, when we first saw the Celtics and the Sixers, Larry Bird and those great teams in the 80s, Cedric Maxwell and Kevin McHale, and then the Sixers, my rookie year, won it all. And they had Moses Malone, Dr. J, Bobby Jones, some of the greats in the game. So those two teams, and Dr. J and Larry Bird in particular.
And here are the Pelicans now. Denver getting their last shot to go. And Grant with a clear path to the hoop. And the dunk by Grant.
Now, you got to remember, Barton isn't just a scorer. This guy is also superb at finding open teammates.
Reddick against Morris. Okafor in the post. Over Plumlee. Okafor gets the bucket. And the Pelicans lead by 11.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here, Greg. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
Now, here is Morris. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Here's Hart. Harden defending. Here's Okafor. He can't get it to go. Plumlee with some nice D. The Nuggets trail by 9. Barton outside. Out to the wing. Grant outside. 5 on the clock. For 3. But they get it back. And Plumlee kicks to Grant. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Morris, no good. New Orleans leading by 9. Here's Hart. His last outing, he had 8 points. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Boy, Okafor is really productive down inside, either getting baskets or earning trips to the foul line. With that wide frame, good footwork, and nice touch, he puts a lot of pressure on the D.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Okafor.
I'll tell you what, coming straight to the NBA after just 1 year at Duke, Okafor making an immediate impact in the NBA.
Both free throws good for Okafor.
Yeah, drawing fouls and making them pay at the line.
Boy, I love that attack mentality. Get in there and force the official to make a call.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Morris. Rebounded by Hart. Moore against Barton. Moore with the bucket.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
And, you know, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Pelicans lead by 13. From New Orleans, back in a moment. Nikola Jokic, a former second-round pick, turned star in the league, talks about what the game means to him.
Basketball, like passion, love. Like that is the thing I play like when I know 4, 6, 7 years old. I don't know. Like basketball is always in my life. That like I think it's passion. I think it's passion.
In basketball, Greg, a big deal in Jokic's native land of Serbia.
And I love his creativity. There's an artistry and a freedom in how he plays the game.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a comfortable margin for the Pelicans here, guys.
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. They've got each one more. Hart is out there with J.J. Redick. Then there's Okafor, and it's Hayes in at the 4 spot. A whole new cast of characters for the Pelicans. 3 promising first-round picks, Greg, and the young players acquired from the Lakers and veterans like Favors and Redick.
All of a sudden, a wealth of options for Alvin Gentry. Time will tell how they did in the AD trade, but seems like they're off to a nice start.
It's tipped.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
For New Orleans, they have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
No good on that one. Mark, we have seen so many great players in the history of this terrific game, but in your mind, who's the best to have never won an MVP?
Wow, you think about some of the names on that list recently, or not too long ago. Patrick Ewing, Scottie Pippen, same era. How about going back to John Havlicek, a former Buckeye and all-time great with the Celtics. Elgin Baylor, one of the first high-flying forwards that I recall, one of those really creative do-it-all type forwards. Jerry West and Dwayne Wade right in that mix too, man. Those are some lofty names that didn't get an MVP.
New Orleans leading by 15. Hart, no good.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
Unloads from 13. There's Vonleh, and the dunk by Vonleh.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And, you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
Pass to Okafor. Over Plumlee, cans it from short range. And it's 7 points for Jahlil Okafor.
Really love how assured Okafor is close to the rim. Great confidence when he catches the ball inside. And he's extremely polished with his back to the basket.
And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys in the bench. They are pumped up.
And that's what those alley-oops will do for a team. Ignition, switch, ignited.
Here's Hart following the basket by Mason Plumlee. Holiday inside the line, and it's Denver with the rebound. Plumlee's got his 4th rebound in this one. A floater, it's deflected, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. Denver making a switch here. Harris is checked in. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Here's Plumlee. Excellent D there from Okafor.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And Okafor with the block.
Boy, I love the defensive game of Okafor. He's got a wide reach, and that allows him to get to a lot of shots.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly.
Here's Morris following the score by New Orleans. Down low. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And let's check out some stats. Here are the numbers for Drew Holiday. He's getting around 16 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Even though his numbers have been more than solid, I think he'll want to step his game up to another level.
Yeah, and you know, on paper, those numbers are terrific. Most players would be thrilled with those numbers, but as good as they are, I know this guy expects more of himself.
Free throw good for Morris. New Orleans making some changes here. Williamson is checked in for Okafor. Brandon Ingram comes in for Ejuan Moore. And Ball subbed in for Hart. The Nuggets also changing it up. Jokic comes in for Mason Plumlee. And Paul Millsap subbed in for Vonleh. And Morris drops them both. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Morris against Ball. Feeds it to Williamson. Over Jokic. Barton with the rebound. And so it's Barton bringing it up for the Denver Nuggets. Trailing by 13. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
Excellent body control around the rim. Barton didn't let the defender distract him at all.
Last game in New Orleans, they picked up the win against San Antonio.
Yeah, I felt like they attacked, but with a purpose. They knew what they wanted to accomplish coming in.
Well, it really showed the trust they have in one another. I love how they got after it, and you could feel that they were playing for each other.
Good on the bucket. 6 points for Zion Williamson. Now, here is Morris. He's got 6.
And maybe the most popular player to enter the league since social media became truly pervasive. Zion Williamson handles it with class. He really appreciates his teammates and his coaches and really respects the game. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward thinking about is always accepting new ideas. And they've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
DA, great assessment, good report. Thank you so much. Ingram against Barton. And Ingram with the basket on the assist by Ball. 11 points for Brandon Ingram. And talking to stars in this league, even they want to see what Williamson's going to do next.
Sure. We talk about the leaping ability at his size, the handles, the shot making. But what really stands out when you watch him live, the instincts. Being at the right place at the right time and always seeming to make the right play.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Ball against Morris. Ball feeling it out a bit. Here's Holiday. Here's Williamson. Somehow misses the one-handed flush.
Not really the best decision. I mean, get the easy two, the for sure two. No need to make it fancy and special.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And finished off by Williamson.
Already such a well-coordinated athlete for his size and age. Williamson bringing down the house.
The Nuggets trail by 17. Morris passes to Jokic. Millsap in the corner. No good off the back of the rim.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Williamson, he scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
And normal physicality doesn't get it done with Williamson. To stop him from scoring, you really have to up the ante and get him before he hits that launching pad.
Here's Morris. Zion Williamson making his last shot. Morris with the ball. Now defended by Williamson. Bucket is good. Morris has got 8. Pelicans leading by 17. And here is Ball. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Here's Ingram. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Now, here is Morris. 8 points for him. No coverage that time. 6 points for Millsap.
And, you know, you see the improvement. Millsap has established himself as a decent three-point shooter now. He has the range.
And it's Williamson missing.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And, you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Now, here is Morris. Lets a floater go, and it's Williamson with the rebound.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Williamson with it. Jokic defended. And it's sent back by Jokic.
Outstanding timing from Jokic there. Then the superb reach to wipe away the shot.
Barton, no luck.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Nuggets. It's an 18-point game. The pass to Jokic. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
You know, you watch Nikola Jokic out there, and he just moves like a guard. The way he approaches the game, sees the court, and shoots just aren't found in that center position.
Free throw, good. Jokic. You know, Greg, Jokic has so many tools at his disposal. He's a walking triple-double threat.
The passing and vision is what really sets him apart at that center position. The offense can run through him and should run through him with how he can distribute the ball.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Favors comes in for Hayes. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Drew Holiday. Now here's Ingram. He's coming off a 10-point game against San Antonio. Puts it up. The shot by Redick, no good. The Nuggets trail by 16. Harris inside. He's guarded by Favors. The second chance effort. Harris misses.
Clearly the defense could have been better there, guys, but he also needs to convert that.
And Redick kicks the ball. Fires for three. The shot by Redick, no good. Denver's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. It's Porter outside. Redick with the rebound. New Orleans leading by 16. A minute 42 left now here in the second. Favors against Jokic. Just 4 to shoot. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
And that one's good by Porter.
And he's just adept at scoring in so many ways. It's clear Porter very comfortable operating inside.
Now here's Ball. We've got 1:08 left in the first half. Williamson dishes to Redick. Puts up a three. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got 5 rebounds tonight.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Okafor is checked in for Williamson. Etuan Moore comes in for Brandon Ingram. And Hart subbed in for Lonzo Ball. And Denver with a change here, too. Plumlee is checked in for Paul Millsap. 40 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Redick passes to Favors. Over Plumlee, and Favors gets it to go in on the assist from Redick. Favors has got 10.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
The Nuggets trail by 14. Inside, here's Plumlee, and the basket is good.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Here's Redick following the basket by Mason Plumlee. Hart kicks to Moore. Porter with the steal. 14 feet away. Again, the Nuggets score.
Just so smooth pulling up there off the dribble. Porter terrific at being unpredictable and knowing when to take that shot.
And so it's New Orleans. 13 points up at the end of the period. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Alvin Gentry. Coach, you're leading at the half. What will you continue to emphasize to your team?
Well, I mean, defensively, we still have to be good. We got to rebound the basketball. And then we've got to continue to push the basketball and score offensively.
We'll see if you can keep that going in the second half, Coach. Thanks. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. The first half was all about Brandon Ingram. He had 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. What did you think, Shaq, about New Orleans?
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that instead of one guy doing it alone, there's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Denver?
Well, I think they could be way more physical than they have been in the first half. Their defense gave up way too many easy looks, and that kind of defense will turn to a loss any night.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Brandon Ingram has been sensational.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Taking a look at the Nuggets, the backcourt is Murray and Harris. Plumlee out there with Michael Porter, and it's Jokic in at the 5. And that one's good. Ingram.
Boy, the versatility of Brandon Ingram. Remarkable at putting the ball in the basket in any number of ways.
Jokic against Ball. Plumlee, the pass to Murray. And the rejection by Favors. Holiday gets the bucket. Holiday's got 9 points.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
The Nuggets trail by 17. Harris outside. And a minute played as the second half gets going.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
On the wing, Porter. The Nuggets with another miss.
Clearly out of sync to begin this half. 0 for their first 3 attempts.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
The second overall pick back in 2016. Brandon Ingram has shown us flashes. But whether it's defense or offense, still a ways to go.
And that one misses. And Greg, when you talk about Ingram, where would you look for him to make the next step in his game?
Well, in that one season at Duke, he did shoot over 40% from 3. I think becoming a reliable shooter from out there would be a key building block offensively.
Williamson is checked in for Okafor. Good on the second free throw.
And, you know, guys, for Ingram, the free throw line's been a trouble spot. Seems to me that he's not been able to get a consistent routine in approaching free throw shooting.
Now here is Harris. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Jokic. They get it again. And the rejection by Favors. Here's Ball. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. And the Pelicans lead by 20. Two minutes gone in this third quarter now. Murray surveying the D. Outside Porter. Pass to Harris. Clock at 6. Now, here's Jokic. Will it go? Sinks the three-pointer. Jokic has got 13.
Surveying the floor, Gary Harris recognizes when his teammates have open looks and gets it to him.
New Orleans leading by 17. Holiday against Murray. Here's Ball. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And here we go. Fast break. Murray's got it. Taken away by Holiday. One-on-one fast break. Lobs it up for Favors. And Derek Favors with the slam.
Oh, such a terrific passer. He seems to have a sixth sense. Nice feel, which is hard to teach.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Nuggets. Harris outside. From outside the arc. And it's Williamson with the rebound. Williamson's got 7 rebounds in the game.
And he has lost all confidence out there. Still not a single field goal made in the game.
Here's Murray. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Pass to Jokic. Got a hand on it.
In addition to being superb on offense, Ingram is also a ridiculously good defender. I mean, his long reach really allows him to come up with a good number of blocks.
It's good on the putback.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Here's Murray. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
And another miss. Woo. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right.
And this is what we came to see, right? Go ahead, Sion. Do your thing on the alley-oop.
Here's Murray. And Denver decides to take their first time out here.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
A different look for Denver. Lonley's checked in for Jokic. Jeremy Grant comes in for Porter. And Barton subbed in for Harris. Here's Grant. Shoots over Ingram. No good from Grant. New Orleans gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. And that's 13 points for Drew Holiday.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Stolen by Ball. And Holiday with a clear path to the hoop. Finished off the break.
You know, guys, fast break points right now in their favor, and they're really pushing the tempo.
And, Greg, defensively, you got to have better floor balance and commitment to hustling back. I mean, you got to sprint back. You can't jog back.
Here's Murray after Drew Holiday's score. Lonley dishes to Grant. 6 on the shot clock. Over Ingram. No good from Grant.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And, you know, they've got to be careful, because this is when the team concept breaks down and guys start playing hero ball.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And Denver has possession. Brandon Ingram picking up that last bucket. Millsap finds Murray. Pass to Vonleh. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. The offensive rebound.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. Paul Millsap picks one up.
Hey, I know Ingram looks a little wispy and light, but his strength is deceptive.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Hayes, he's checked in for Favors. Josh Hart comes in for Drew Holiday. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Ball.
You know, his teammates calling him the slender man. Brandon Ingram, not much more than 200 lbs, but Adding strength has been a focus.
Now here's Millsap. 6 points for him. There's the dish to Barton. They need this one. And he sinks the layup. Barton's got 8. And with Brandon Ingram and his size, he could benefit from adding a few pounds.
Well, you know, his teammates call him Tiny Dog. Dog because of his determination. That's a positive thing. The tiny part in reference to his slight frame. Time to bulk it up, young fella. Weight room.
Now here's Barton. He's got 8. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
Barton doesn't back up now. He really takes on challenges. Even when you rough up Barton, he's going to fight through contact and make it hard for you.
Here's Redick. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. And the pass to Williamson. He's with it. Millsap covering. Shoots from 8. It doesn't go for him. Now Denver takes it the other way. Knocks it loose and stolen by Redick. To the wing right side. From 17 feet out. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Redick's got his 2nd basket of the game.
You know, Redick has a solid in-between game, and I like seeing him work that shot into his game from time to time.
Barton right side. It's Vonleh atop the key. And it's Ingram with the rebound. Ingram's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Hard kicks to Redick. To the middle. From 7. And Williamson with a nice bucket inside. 16 points for him.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here's Barton. Zion Williamson making his last shot. Barton outside. Murray left side. Missed inside.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
The first free throw is good. And 4 years at Villanova for Josh Hart. Won the title back in 2016.
He just makes winning plays, hits perimeter shots, and the 30th pick in 2017, he has been solid.
Okafor is checked in for the Pelicans. Etuan Moore comes in for Brandon Ingram. Denver also making some changes. Plumlee is checked in for Millsap, and Morris subbed in for Will Barton.
You know, Hart helped Villanova win its 2nd championship in school history. He was instrumental in that great championship run the Wildcats had back in 2016.
Morris passes to Murray. Tries again. There's another block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Hart, that's good. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Pelicans.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
And here are the Nuggets now, following the score by New Orleans. Murray outside to halt the run, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Cannot get too handsy with Murray, especially when he's rising up for the shot.
For Denver, they have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for.
Take a break.
Around
Take a break.
80%
Two
on the
shots.
season.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
And the first one at the line is good. And so Murray nails both of them. New Orleans has gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Here's Hart. He's covered by Murray. Hart the pass to Okafor. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Redick. Plumlee with some nice D.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Denver's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Now here is Morris. Not a lot of room, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
Here's Hayes. The Nuggets getting the bucket. Here's Hart. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Porter's checked in for the Nuggets. And he makes both free throws. And Morris has got the ball here for the Denver Nuggets. Outside for Murray. Here's the floater. 2 on the clock. No good from Grant.
No excuses, none. I mean, with the defense non-existent, I mean, he has to connect from there.
Morris against Moore. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
And you know what? The work he's put in at the line starting to pay off. How about 78% on the season?
And guys, that's an increase in his free throw percentage from last year. Maybe not a large one, but it is a little bit higher, so you've got to like that progress.
And the first one drops for the Nuggets. Jokic comes in for Grant, and it's Gary Harris in for Murray. And he can't hit the second. And one area, Clark, that Mason Plumlee doesn't get enough credit in is his playmaking. He does a great job at that as a center.
I could not agree with you more. He's an outstanding passer, but when you're playing with Jokic, you sometimes get overlooked in terms of how well he passes it. But he does a good job and is really solid off the bench. Plumlee moves well, he's active, and he's a rim protector defensively, too.
Morris finds Plumlee, uses the glass to finish the layup. Plumlee's got 4 this quarter.
And, you know, coaches will take possessions like that all day long. Phenomenal use of the screen there.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Passes to Moore. Outside, Reddick. From the arc. Knocks down the 3-ball. Reddick's got 8.
It's the main strength in Reddick's game, his three-point shot. Lethal. This guy is a laser.
Morris passes to Jokic. Plumlee with it. Here's Harris. He gets it up. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Pelicans ahead as they end the third quarter on a 14-6 run. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from New Orleans. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
That's right. I mean, that's not his primary duty, but when the situation calls for it, he can do it and does it well.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Ejuan Moore is out there with Hart. Then there's Jahlil Okafor. Then it's Miller. And it's Melli in at the 4 slot. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Daniels, no good. New Orleans has gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Here's Hart. Pass to Melli. Lays it up off the glass. Melli's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for New Orleans. Clark, there are strong divisions and there are weak divisions. The NBA might be considering removing divisions altogether and having only 2 conferences. What do you think?
You know, that's interesting. I like the divisions because that's what we've been accustomed to, but just having straight conferences, I wouldn't see much harm in that. You'd adjust the schedule accordingly in terms of how many games you play within the conference and how many times each opponent, but I think that could work.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Daniels kicks to Plumlee. They get a hand on it. Moore with the steal. And Hart has it in the corner. He lobs up the alley-oop pass.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Nuggets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. On the wing, Morris. Over to the wing. Here's Bates Diop. And it's off from 3-point range. And so Miller will bring it up for the Pelicans. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. And the shot is good.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
Morris, no good.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Here's Hart, and Morris comes over to help. Plumlee with the steal. Morris, left side. And another miss by Denver.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Stolen away, and the call will be against Darius Miller. That is his first foul of the game. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. And it's never too early to start looking at our contenders for this year's dunk contest. There's no doubt it'll be a terrific showdown of some of the game's best athletes.
And it seems like each year the bar keeps getting set higher. I mean, more props, crazier concepts to the competition, the level of dunks. I think this is going to be a good one.
Well, you look at Williamson, sitting at the top of the heap. Looks like he'll be planning on an appearance at the dunk contest this year.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised with his athleticism. This guy has got the goods, no doubt about it. The hops are incredible, and we'll just have to see what sort of creativity he can apply.
And as always, we'll keep the updates coming in as we get closer to All-Star Weekend. One thing we already know, there are some great players pulling in votes so far.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say that this is going to be one of those dunk contests that everybody's going to be tuning into.
Here's Craig. Kicks to Morris. Pass to Bates-Diop. Over Miller. And that one goes long. The Pelicans have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Hey, Clark, the NBA moved the presentation of the MVP award to after the conclusion of the finals. You like that?
Yes and no. I think you have two separate awards. You could have a playoff MVP or a finals MVP, which we have. And then you have a regular season MVP. The MVP is for the body of work done during the regular season. Well, I think there should be a clear separation between the two, quite honestly. So, no, I don't like it.
At least you're honest, Clark. Denver's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Morris with the bucket.
You know, the defense has to be better. I mean, you can't give up that look.
Here's Alexander Walker. He's covered by Daniels. Moore outside. The pass to Miller. 6 to shoot. Fade away. Denver grabs the miss. Plumlee's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Bates-Diop misses. The Pelicans have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. And it's sent back by Plumlee. Passes it to Craig. There's the three. Drills it from outside. Craig's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. New Orleans has gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Pass to Hart. Now Moore. Clark, we've had sponsors on the uniforms for a couple of seasons now. Do you think everyone's grown used to seeing them?
Yeah, I think it's a normal part of the landscape, and it will take a little more time. I've noticed them myself as I've watched games. We're certainly a far cry from looking like NASCAR drivers, which I think is a good thing. You want them to be done visibly, but not overdone.
Pass to Miller. To the inside. Here's Alexander Walker. Good. And Miller gets the assist. Alexander Walker's got his first 2 points.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Denver's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Morris with the ball. He feeds it to Plumlee. Another shot, and the layup is up and in.
Boy, he's doing everything he can. At this point, the rest of his teammates need to step up and give him some help.
Here's Hart. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Daniels passes to Bates-Diop. A quick shot there, and it's off target. The Pelicans have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12.
Boy, Hart is one of those guys you look at and you can just see the team is first with him. He never hesitates to find the open guy.
The Nuggets shooting in the fourth quarter down around 31%, not playing with as much energy here lately. And here's Daniels. Down low. And Plumlee kicks to Craig. Three-pointer, Daniels. That shot off, and it's the Pelicans taking it the other way.
He's having a tough quarter, scoring the basketball and able to help them close this gap.
Moore outside. A three-pointer is right on target. Moore's got 5 points now in the quarter.
He's just stretching them out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Yeah, especially with the score being what it is. I mean, you got to tighten it up on D.
Knocked away. Moore with the steal. Here's Hart. Another one falls for New Orleans.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Here's Morris. Clark, take us inside the halftime locker room in the NBA.
Well, players typically just regroup individually. There may be some conversation between the players as a group, but then the coaches will huddle, evaluate what transpired in the first half, what adjustments need to be made, and then they'll communicate that to the team. And it's basically a time to rest and regroup for the players to adjust and strategize for the coaches.
Clark, do you think there's any videotape review in there, maybe showing players certain sets, certain schemes?
In this day and age, for sure, with the use of iPads and technology, if you go back to my time, there was no quick turnaround of video in the halftime locker room.
Right, right. I do know officials do that, too, in their locker room at halftime. Here's Craig, and he can't stop the run as he misses. New Orleans has gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Hart, that's good.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
The pass to Daniels. Back to Morris. Here's Bates Diop over Miller, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. Clark, the two-way contract, a relatively new invention that gives players time in both the G League and the NBA.
I love it, Kevin, because it's another pathway for those aspiring to be NBA players to have a legitimate shot to make their dream come true. The G League is just a notch below the NBA in terms of overall talent. And so I love the fact that players who desire to be pros can have a pathway to get to the NBA by being part of the G League as well.
And these G League players are having an impact, aren't they? They're making a difference on a lot of teams.
40% of the players in the league have spent some time in the G League, so it speaks to the impact the G League has on the NBA.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Denver with the ball. Here's Daniels. Over Moore. Daniels, no good.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
And he knocks down the first one. And so he makes both from the line. Clark, it feels like we're seeing more and more of this, but bench celebrations and reactions at both college and pro levels.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I think it's an outgrowth of the social media platform.
You're right. I agree.
I think there's no question because anything that can be done that's creative and fun is going to find a life on social media and maybe go viral, and guys know that. They're aware. I mean, this generation has grown up with social media, so they understand that they could be seen beyond just the arena if they do something pretty clever.
And you and I are sitting over here watching it. We're laughing as much as anybody else, aren't we?
Oh, I'm not denying that it's fun. I love seeing it, actually, but on occasion it does get a little carried away.
On offense, here are the Pelicans. They're on a 17-5 run here. Moore outside, and it's Miller in the corner. Passes it to Williamson. Over Daniels, and there's Williamson on the assist by Miller. Miller's got 3 assists tonight.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
Here's Daniels. Pass to Craig. Denver passing it around. Shot clock at 6. Dishes to Daniels. Drains it from beyond the arc. Daniels has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Gets the shot he wants. The defense wasn't quite connected enough. They lost contact.
Moore outside. Pass to Miller. Back to Moore. Over Daniels. Belly. Great positioning on the putback.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for New Orleans.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And you could tell they were ready for this one today, guys. There was something extra on the line, and they wanted it.
Greg, I know exactly what you're referring to. I mean, with this victory, they'll get the edge in the season series by taking 2 of their 3 meetings.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Brandon Ingram.
Well, the defense just couldn't figure him out, and he continued to put it to him.
Clark, when you think of athleticism specifically, talk about the changes athletically we've seen in the league, say, since the 80s.
It's dramatically different. I mean, there have been tremendous athletes through every decade of the league's existence, but it's gotten better with improved training and more knowledge about the anatomy of the body and how to enhance its performance. But now it seems like great athletes are, you know, a dime a dozen versus 8 to a dozen back in the 80s.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
There's 45 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Here's Murray up on top. Now the pass to Daniels. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. 32 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Alexander Walker. Moore outside. 3-pointer. It's rebounded by Vonleh. Shoots the 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Here's Alexander Walker. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jalil, here at home with a competitive matchup. What got you guys over the top tonight?
To stand together as a team, playing as hard as we could. The fans were great, and we wanted to play good for them.
And you surely did, Jalil. Thanks a lot for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. See you later.